Hi everyone, this is Sunny and I have a celebrity crush reading for you guys. Well, it's not going to be such a happy undertone with this, but more so whether you are a little bit delulu is a nice word of saying it. But yeah, whether you're kind of being a little bit delusional about your celebrity crush and how you can maybe project. So it's a yes or no, pick a card. So let's be realistic. Not always. We won't always have majority of us will not always have that contact with our celebrity crush, or various celebrity crushes, by the way. So whether you have one you're kind of considering or several, I have five piles for you guys to choose from. From left to right, I have pile 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So stop the video if you feel like you need more time to contemplate on the energies and what you're giving out into the world, and what you're actually, if you're projecting a romance that's not realistic and it's just you, it's a one-sided thing. It's very normal and common for people to kind of do that. So, be cautious of yourself and whether you're just portraying a love that's unrealistic. But if you're more than aware that it's totally in your mind and it's just like you daydreaming, that's totally okay. But if it's more than that and you don't know how to put that boundary between you and your celebrity crush, it's a good way to kind of well, I'm not here to address any mental issue, but check in with a professional, and don't be using tarot as a substitute. But again, you can just kind of get a yes or no if you want to have a good sense of direction. If it's like, oh, it's just in my head, then yeah. So I will start with the first one. I'm sorry you didn't want to hear that message, but that's a disclaimer and an FYI for you guys that kind of need to kind of hear that. So for the first one, I have the Emperor upright. So this is a yes. You are being a little bit delusional about your crush. Maybe you're like passionately like grasping onto that celebrity crush you're thinking about. It's like, I want him or I want her, and it's like, yes. But truthfully, you're being a little too aggressive and you're being too stubborn about the fact that this person is not within your reach, or this person is also sorry. My lisp. This person is also a very strong-minded person, an authoritative figure, so it would be best not to cross that boundary, because this person will let you know it's like not okay. They would probably take action in terms of like probably legal action or something like that, maybe things like that, like a restraining order or something like that. But I do think this person is well equipped to handle people who don't respect their boundaries, so please do not do that. Respect their boundaries and respect your own personal boundary. There are so many people that are wonderful that you can meet in your day-to-day life. So this is a yes for you. This is you're causing your mind to go create scenarios that are not real. And I know this is not going to be a popular read. I know, but I have to be realistic from time to time about some of the things that we can put out there, because sometimes I don't think we put enough, like we like to encourage things, which is great, encourage the mind and the creativity, but know that there's boundaries, okay? That Piscean energy, needs that Saturnian energy to be like, let's cut this here. This stops here. From here to here, that's too much. But from here to you, that's enough. So this is something that is just, you need to kind of soften yourself a bit, okay? Lay off this crush, go into the real world. But that's what I have for you, pile 1. The next one, I have pile 2. You have the Ace of Wands upright, so this is a yes. You are being delusional about this crush that you have. I think it's that inner fire within you. I think you might have a little bit of lust. There's a sort of lust for this person. Maybe this person's really good looking and they kind of just start you up. That's fine. Like whatever you do in your business and your private time, that's your own private time. There's no judgment in that. But know that they're more than just a good looking person. They're an actual person with feelings and thoughts. And they're probably very different from you. And likely this person is someone who speaks their mind quite well. They know how to address issues, and should you cross that boundary, this person would put you in that verbal place of like, no. They could possibly disillusion yourself with them being honest about the fact that they're not okay with their boundaries being crossed. So remember, it's okay to, lust after people. That's healthy, but, don't cross that boundary, right? So that's what I have for you, pile number 2, respect boundaries. But yes, you're being a little bit delusional about this crush. You're more than welcome to actually meet people and lust after the people that are in your actual life. There's so many good-looking people within your community or elsewhere that you could travel, and you're like, wow, I vibe with this person so much more, and it's a lot nicer that they don't seem out of reach. They're a lot more approachable with their life and doable and sociable and more on your day-to-day, right, routine, if that makes sense. So I hope that helped. I'm sorry you don't enjoy that message, but sometimes we need to address those things. Next one is pile number 3. You guys have the Magician upright, so this is a yes. You are being a little bit delusional with your celebrity crush, pile number 3. And likely it's like you want to just kind of like make things work with this person. It's like, I want to create magic with this person. This person makes me feel magical. That union, that relationship, it's like I want to create it, but it's just not happening. And it's something that it's like within your karmic cycle of like, hey, break the cycle, because that magic and spontaneity is not there. It's like, it's like maybe for some reason for some of you guys, you're being very Neptunian in here, very Piscean. It's like those boundaries are not, I keep wanting to mention boundaries for almost every pile, but it's true. It's like, hey, your own boundaries need to be addressed. So if you're trying to create something out of nothing, that's just your mind. And let's be realistic. Your mind is a wonderful thing, but it's a tool and a weapon at the same time. So use that carefully, because it can create a lot of things that are not there. It's like, I wanted to sing that Wizards of Waverly Place song, and I remember it's like something like, it's been a long time. I remember I did watch it every now and then, but I wasn't so much into it. It was like, what you see is not really there or something. But I remember just the intro song. It's the same here, where it's like, don't create something that's not really there. So be careful with what you wish for and what you create, because it's not something that's, it's like you're putting those rose-colored glasses on. So that should be something that should be treated with caution. Remember that there's many people in your vicinity that are interested in you and probably want to talk to you, but you're like, no, this person's not for me. So don't break the illusion. You just don't want to break the illusion that someone could be interested and they could be normal and they have their flaws and everything. And it's like, hey, we are all imperfect. There's wonderful things that make us magical, but there's also some not so magical things, just like your celebrity crushes. They don't always have those magical tunes. They're not magical creatures, and then once you get to know them behind closed doors, they're not that great. It's like, once you meet your heroes, what do they say? Don't meet your heroes because they might disappoint you. I feel that vibe with this one, so take what resonates. The next one I have is pile number 4. Yes. Pile number 4. This is a no for you. You have the 10 of Cups. You're not being delusional. I think you're being pretty level-headed, but I do think you kind of keep those thoughts to yourself, which is good. It's a healthy thing to remember. With this pile, I think that you're very happy and self-content with who you are, and I think that you just kind of like to fantasize, which is totally healthy, about your celebrity crush or crushes. Maybe you're just kind of like to think about that, about the fact that maybe you could one day meet somebody who looks like them, who might make you feel special, and you might end up making a family, making a happy ending, building stability and a connection that's kind of long lasting, and someone that you can share your emotions and thoughts, who makes you feel special and nurtured. But I do keep in mind that this is a reverse, so you're probably keeping that to yourself, and you're introverted, and maybe you don't want to meet somebody right now, but at some point maybe that cup, well, not that cup, but those cups will turn upside up. And I do think at some point you will meet somebody that's worthy of your time and love and compassion. So I do think you're pretty level-headed about your crushes when it comes to your celebrity crushes. So you're not delusional. You're just being healthy. It's a normal amount of healthy that you can say, like, hey, I know this is fake and it's just never going to happen if like I try to build a romance with somebody that I like. That's a celebrity crush, but take what resonates. But when it's like, okay, I just like to have posters of them, or I just like to buy their shirts or their band shirts or their little pop, what are they called? Was it pop sockets? I think I might be right. It's those little figurines when it comes to people. But yeah, that's more or less what I think about with this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I do think you are being realistic with yourselves. Pile number 4. Pile number 5, last but not least, you guys have the 9 of Wands upright, so you are being a little bit delusional about your celebrity crush or crushes. Pile number 5. So let's be realistic. Maybe your mental health is not that great, and that's why you're kind of in this energy of like, ugh. You'd rather kind of navigate that health, that mental space, by creating scenarios or focusing on what ifs or like fantastical scenarios that could possibly never happen. Or you're also creating these delusions that maybe of grandiosity, that maybe you could be more than just what you are, but you are great as you are. Pile number 5. If I said pile 3, I'm sorry. But I do think that overall you need to address that there's things that your reality might not be that great, but that's why your reality was given to you, so that you can do something out of nothing, or you can change the fact that you're not happy where you're at. Whether people or others or your circumstances don't make you happy, you're supposed to kind of push through. Not push through because you're forcing yourself, but find an answer, find an honest answer, find something that's doable, that makes you feel like you can work with that. It's like you need to work with how you speak to yourself, how you think about yourself, how you think about others. Change that cup from half full to, change that cup to half empty to half full. Your optimism is something that could be very helpful to you should you try to kind of focus more on the positive aspects of your life and not so much of like unrealistic expectations you put onto others and what you put onto your celebrity crushes. So your celebrity crushes will not answer your answers, but it's nice every now and then to kind of, fall into this illusion that things could happen. Maybe like, example, like, who doesn't love this, but maybe you're like, oh, you're daydreaming and fantasizing about, maybe having a love like Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, which who doesn't love? Colin Firth and Matthew McFadden, I think that's how his name goes, are great. I can't choose which Darcy I like better, but they're all great. But the way everybody fantasizes and like loves, and I've seen so many posts, like appreciation posts of how they love how Matthew McFadden's version about his hand. It's like, oh, he touched her hand, and like you could just, it's an example of how you can just romanticize something, and it's like, oh, I want that, and then you get like stuck and like you get really stuck in this like place of like, I want that and I need that and I need him. It's kind of like that. Not that I'm like, oh my god, Matthew, but he's a really good looking guy, by the way, and I still think he's good looking right now. He looks the same, by the way. But I'm very aware that this is just a crush, for example. Like, I know that boundary. It's like, hey, this man is married, this man has kids, he has a life, he has a different lifestyle. But it's nice to appreciate from afar. It's like, oh, this person's great. That's okay, that's healthy. But if you're kind of putting yourself in like, I'm going to meet this person, I'm going to do whatever I can, and then when we meet, it's going to be great, and we're going to have a wonderful time. It's like, be realistic. This person is, not specifically this actor, but the person you're thinking about has their own agenda, right? So do with that with what you will. But again, this person, you're bringing delusions to yourself that are not really there. You're putting those rose-colored glasses on. You're getting lost in the escapism. Try not to do that, because you have to face things that are actually within your vicinity and around you, because that's what's needed. That's how you're going to improve your mental health. You're going to focus on that, and you're going to help yourself to be in a lot better and healthier place. May not be better right away, but with sword energy, it's kind of fast. So you choose how fast you want a result. But I do think you're really sharp and good when it comes to your mind, that you can make things happen pretty quick. So I don't think this change is going to be taking forever. It just feels like once you kind of remove your hands away, you stop crying about woe is me, woe is me. I'm not telling you to stop crying literally, but figuratively, when you stop for the moment and realize what you have and what you can do and what's really bothering you, and how you can get yourself to love yourself a little bit more, or get yourself with more confidence and be more confident in your actions and your motivation, you can achieve much better results. Maybe not amazing results, but they're doable results that you can do. It's like, okay, it's passable. I'll take it. It's like, I'll sit in the back seat. be an autopilot for a bit, and then eventually you'll get in the front seat and like, okay, I'm gonna take the driver's seat and I'm gonna do what I want. So I feel like you needed some pepping up. File number 5. I'm sorry I went a little bit too much on this one, but I felt like you needed it, and I feel like, you know, you just kind of needed that pepping. It's like, it's okay to not be okay, but be realistic about the expectations you put onto your celebrity crushes, because they are people. You are a person too. Don't put them on a pedestal when you can put yourself in a pedestal. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know it won't be popular, but it is what it is. Sometimes I want to do what I want to do, and I want to be realistic about it from time to time. It's not always like, hey, let me sprinkle these like fun scenarios. Not like, I'm not always pepping you up. I don't think I ever really pep you up every time, but I more or less kind of push you into a direction where you can entertain yourself. And if you're having fun, that's great. But remember to have fun in your own day-to-day by yourself, because you create these wonderful results for yourself as well. Don't just depend on outside sources, or me at that matter, sorry. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and have a lovely day, because you made it a lovely day. Not because I'm telling you to, because I'm forcing you to. You do the best that you can with what you have. So I hope you guys have a lovely time, and if you guys are interested in watching a different video as well, I have many fun videos. Enjoy yourself. So subscribe to my channel, and bye-bye, everybody. Or you know what? I'm going to try to stop saying like, subscribe, comment, and share too, because I think it's a little too much. I don't know. I think sometimes I annoy people with that. I don't want to be that person who constantly says it, but I'm going to slowly try to get that out of my system. So I'll start. I'll give that a try for a bit. So hang in there, guys. Give me a moment, because some of these are yeah, I might say them a lot. I'll try to get it out of my system, okay? Just, that's my goal. So bye-bye, everybody.